Newcastle. And the other one, which is what I want to talk about now, is the big one, the North London derby. Arsenal travel to the new White Hart Lane Stadium. And they travel there obviously without suspended Declan Rice. And unfortunately now injured, I'm trying not to say this with a smile on my face, because I don't want to wish injury on any player. And unfortunately without Martin Odegaard, their captain, who sustained an injury in Norway's game midweek. He was limped off around the 70th minute, I think, with what was, well, there's a lot of fear that he may have fractured a bone, and they're saying it doesn't look like a fracture. They're hoping 3 weeks, maybe if it's early then it will be a bonus, but they're saying about 3 weeks. I don't know if they actually have confirmed that it's not a fracture, because if it's a fracture that could push it out to maybe 6 to 7 weeks. So obviously that's going to play a big part in Arteta's selection now, and obviously Arsenal's.
A huge part. What other player do Arsenal have like Odegaard, who does what Odegaard does?
Yeah, they don't have that.
They can bring in Jorginho, and he can do a job in the middle with Partey.
Yeah.
But who's going to be further up the pitch, knitting those passes through?
Yeah.
So I was speaking to an Arsenal fan early on this week, and I was saying, well, you could try Trossard in that position, because he's got the tools to be able to do it.
In like a 10 position, or advanced midfielder position. Yeah.
But is that a gamble?
Of course, it'll be a gamble, because he's not played there before, specifically for Arsenal. I think he may have played there maybe a couple of times for Brighton, but I don't think for Arsenal, that's for sure. And as you rightly say, it's what Odegaard brings is not just a creativity; it's an energy. And I think he sets the tone, he sets the rhythm for the whole team. And especially when they get into that final third, he'll get the ball, he'll play, he'll go for the return. And just him playing and go for the 1-2, he's opening up space for other players who can come into the gap that he's left. And there's a lot that they're missing with Odegaard.
It's not just even that. It's the ball goes out of play. He sprints to go and gets the ball. He gets the ball. He throws the ball back in quickly. He's on the ball again. He's got a free kick. He's got the ball down. He's playing it into Saka. Everything he's doing it at pace. He's doing it quickly to kind of come on guys.
Let's get the team.
And then they're responding to it. They're responding to it. They're raising their game to it. So I do think it's a big loss for Arsenal, for Rice. And
because you're missing your driving force. So you mentioned Jorginho can come in and do a job. Yes, he can do a job. He's not going to do the job that Rice does. No. Rice can carry the ball 10-15 yards up the pitch when he picks it up, right? He can go past a player. Doesn't usually go past a player, but he can go past the player with his pace, with his strength.
With his shoulders.
With his shoulders. And he can carry the ball. And also he just gives you that additional physical kind of, body in the middle of the park. So him and Partey, I think, have started the games. They've had a really good started the season, in the middle of the park. They've had a really good, strong centre there. Partey may be that guy who's asked to play the Rice role, actually, I think, with Jorginho sitting. So Partey playing more the box-to-box midfielder, which he can do, and he's got a goal in him as well. He's got a good strike on him from outside the box. But as you rightly say, who fills that Odegaard role? I don't see it yet. You mentioned Trossard, thank you very much.
Havertz, potentially?
I was just about to say that, yeah. Potentially Havertz, and bring in Jesus in to play the 9 role.
Or you can bring in Sterling.
To play the 10 role?
No, I don't think Sterling can play the 10 role, personally.
I tell you what, he played it for England. I can't remember which tournament it was. I think it was
Harry Kane was up front.
Yeah. And he came and played in the number 10 role, and he played it only in 1 game. I think that was the best game I've ever seen him play for in an England shirt. The best game I've ever seen him play. He was getting into space. He knew when to kind of lay the ball off. He knew when to turn and run. And I think he rattled a shot from like 20 yards, 25 yards. That hit the bar, I think, as well. That game I saw him play number 10 was mwah. So, there's no reason as to why he couldn't.
In that game, was he threading balls through, and was he being a playmaker?
Yeah, he was, which I was very surprised at, because I didn't think he could play that role like that. And he felt like a really mature, display that he had. And bearing in mind, this is going back maybe 4 or 5, maybe more years ago. I thought, what a mature display in the number 10 role. So can he do it? He can do a job there. He's not going to bring what Odegaard brings. We talk about that energy, and Odegaard's, as you say, his energy dictates the style of play almost. Where he picks up positions on the pitch and demands the ball, and he'll demand the ball, and he might give it to you back, but then he's making another 10-yard move over here to open up another gap and open up another angle, but then there's people moving into his space. I don't see any other player, in world football that does the job that he does in the way that he does it. He's a very unique player in that regard for me. So he's going to be a huge loss. Obviously Spurs, I think they're waiting on late fitness test for Dominic Solanke, see if he can make the starting lineup. It's obviously going to be at home as well. Spurs are, again, as always, they've been a bit of a mixed bag in terms of their performances and results. I think the last time out against Newcastle, we spoke about it on the show last week, I think they deserved the win. They were unlucky not to get the win. They had the majority of the play away at St James's Park, which is never easy to do. Newcastle were just more clinical, obviously with their finishing. But the squad, the team will still take a lot of encouragement from that performance, I think, at Newcastle. To say, if we perform like that every week, we'll get the results that we need. The results will come. So for me, it's a really finely balanced game.
I'd say with the omission of Rice and Odegaard, it tips it into Tottenham's favour. And I think that Bissouma got injured on international duty. You've got Archie Gray in there. You've got Papasar in there. You've got Son, Kulusevski. You've got Werner. Van der Ven should be back. I know there was 75% chance of him playing. So Tottenham at home with the crowd behind them, Arsenal missing some of their key players. For me, it's Tottenham's game to lose, really.
Yeah, true. I agree. I think we might need to close that door. I think the guys in the studio down the way are having a party down there. I agree. I think it's Tottenham. Well, I wouldn't say it's Tottenham's game to lose, but I think that this is as good an opportunity as any for Tottenham to get a result against Arsenal. I think even with Odegaard and Rice there, I think Spurs fans would have fancied their chances. But now, as you rightly say, I think the odds of them getting a result against Arsenal now definitely goes up. What's your prediction then on that game?
It's a difficult one. I'm going to go with a Tottenham 1-0.
Say that again?
I'm going to say Tottenham 1-0.
Tottenham 1-0, okay. Who's the scorer?
Son.
Okay, cool. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think that's the only way Angelo can play anyway, is all that attack. I'm going to say 3-2 to Tottenham.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think Arsenal will score, but I think 3-2 to Tottenham, that's what I'm going to say. I think it's going to be a goal bonanza.